All right, so I am here in my kitchen and I'm making stuff every day. Somebody said yesterday, why aren't I posting some recipes and stuff? So I figured the kids want chocolate chip cookies. I'm gonna make chocolate chip cookies. I might as well post how I make them and the recipe, right? So I've scaled everything out. I'll post the recipe. Measured everything out already. And I'm gonna go through mixing this just like you make Toll House cookies, but there's a couple quick things. The butter is really soft, and I'm gonna sort of beat that until it looks like mayonnaise. They call that pomade, but I'm gonna make it look like mayonnaise, and that's gonna make the consistency really nice. And I've also taken sugar and brown sugar and mixed in some molasses for a little more chew, and it makes the outside kind of crispy and the inside soft. And then for chocolate, I've got chips, and these are bittersweet. I use Ghirardelli. And then chunks. And this is Cho that I bought from work. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's 68%, so you want to use something around 70% chocolate. You can get that at the store in a bar form. And the flour, just all-purpose flour, baking soda and salt already sifted into it. And I've got 2 eggs, large eggs, not extra large or jumbo, just large eggs, and some vanilla extract in there. And so I'm gonna start mixing the butter, and I'll show you what I mean by the consistency. I've beaten my butter at like medium-high speed, and it makes sort of like a mayonnaise consistency, and there. So it kind of looks like mayo, right? Focus. And like stiff peaks, you see like the little peak on there? So then scrape down your bowl. By the way, the mixer's really loud, so I'm never gonna take a video while it's running. Okay, so now you can add your sugar. So now you can cream your butter and sugar, just like Nestle Toll House, or whatever your favorite recipe is, or whenever you're making cookies. All right, so cream my butter, sugar, until, so about 4 minutes. Now it's light and fluffy. And what does that mean? It means that the sugar and butter is a lot lighter in color. It feels kind of like peanut butter. It's more like a peanut butter consistency. So that's what you want when you're creaming your butter and sugar. All right, so I'm gonna scrape down. You always want to scrape down a lot, because that's how you're gonna make sure everything mixes properly. And I do this like 3 or 4 times, and definitely between each step. All right, now add our eggs. And I think a lot of people think that if you overcream your butter and sugar, your cookies are gonna deflate. And while that can be true, you really have to do that for a long time before that's gonna happen. But if you really mix well and you scrape down well, you won't have any of those pockets of butter that make the really spready parts, or vice versa, where you have some kind of dry parts. So I'm gonna add the eggs. You can just add them right in, and the vanilla. And we're just gonna mix for like 30 seconds until the eggs are mixed in there. And so if we do this at too high of a speed, and if we do this for too long, then we'll develop some air, and then our cookies will kind of collapse and it won't be so fluffy. Overall, you're still gonna have a good cookie. So it's gonna look kind of broken, because what you're doing is you're mixing fat and water, egg whites like this. So it might look like it's kind of not together, separated kind of. We call it broken, like oil and vinegar, like a vinaigrette. All right. So now do our dries. Chocolate chip cookies are pretty quick to do, especially when you mixed everything, weighed it out ahead of time. All right, so flour goes in. Flour, baking soda, salt. And there I'm gonna add half, because I don't really want to like work this a lot. Mix it low speed. It's pretty much there, and then add the rest. Same thing until it's pretty much just mixed together. Scrape again. So I don't want any bits of flour on the bottom, and I don't want any unmixed in egg, butter, sugar mixture on the paddle. This is a lot of fun one-handed. It's always nice to work clean, except for the junk pile in the back that Shannon loves. Right. See, where is it? The junk in the bottom. There we go. Little stuff in the crumbly stuff at the bottom of the bowl. That's if you want to make sure you don't have. All right. So I am going to add the chocolate now. So all of that's going to get mixed in even more. But you don't want to end with that. All right. So chocolate chunks, and the chunks are like the size of a small pebble, right? To size of like shavings. So that's cool. So the big chunks are gonna stay solid, and the little pieces are gonna melt, and you're gonna eat the cookie warm, hopefully, and that's gonna be the best part. There we go. So it might not all be homogeneous, right? It might not all be mixed together perfectly and evenly right now as far as like chocolate goes, but I don't want to work this a lot and make a tough cookie. All right. So real key thing here, everybody wants to make cookies and eat them right away, right? Obviously, that's why you make them. But cookies are better if you let the dough sit for a day or two. The sugars get absorbed and the liquid gets absorbed by the flour, and the leavener, the baking soda, has a little more time to react. So if you're ever getting like flat cookies and you wanted them to be fluffier, that's probably part of it, is because you just baked them right away. Sadie, where's my scoop? But everybody wants to eat cookies right away, so make a few. I've got a disher here. And make like a kind of a rough scoop. You don't want to make a perfectly packed scoop. You want to make it kind of rough and lots of jagged edges, because that's what's going to make the cookie kind of all those crispy edges and regular edges. That's kind of the good part. Sorry, this is making me dizzy, I know. Doesn't mean you can't have round cookies. If you want to, go ahead. All right. And then I've got a convection oven at 325, just, you know, your standard oven. 325 on convection. I'm gonna pop these in the middle and set the timer for like 12 minutes. And they're not gonna be done in 12 minutes, but I'm gonna check them. So here we go. That has been 12 minutes. It's pretty darn good, actually. 12 minutes on convection looks pretty darn good, but I do want to give them like a minute. You'll see some brown on the edges. The middle, to me here, looks like a little underdone. See that like shine? Little shiny spots from the butter. I want a little more time. So that was like a minute longer. You're like, oh wow, look at these fluffy cookies. And you just wait like a minute and they're gonna kind of flatten out a little bit. So don't touch them yet. So burn the hell out of your mouth, but don't touch them and then transfer them to a wire rack to finish cooling while they're still warm. And definitely eat them when they're warm. Now, the other thing is what to do with the rest of the cookie dough, right? So I made a log. See all these cool fingerprints? I've got a gremlin living in the house named Sadie. She likes to steal chocolate chips any way she can. Sorry. But anyways, rectangle of plastic, and then you're gonna wrap it up, roll up that log in the plastic, and then kind of roll it up, and then put it in your fridge or your freezer, and then take out what you need, bake it, and you'll have like perfect cookies. So room temperature dough is going to take 12 minutes. That's what it took for me in my oven at 325. So if you don't have convection on your oven, do it at 325, but it's going to take a little bit longer, like maybe 15 minutes. And with cold dough, it's probably going to take 13 or 14 minutes with convection. So 16 if you don't have convection. All right, cookie sausage vlog, right? Nice, huh? So put it in your fridge or put it in your freezer and take out what you want when you want it. And then you can have warm cookies whenever you want. Okay, last thing. So flattened a lot, right? So 4 or 5 minutes after I took them out of the oven, put them on a wire rack to finish cooling. That makes sure they're not gonna steam on the bottom. They're gonna stay nice and crispy where you want them to be. And when you bake them the next day, 2 days or 3 days later, they're gonna be a little fluffier. The flour hydrates. You got a little more gluten out of it without making them really tough. And you got a good cookie, right? And then all that nice chocolate chunk, melted chocolate. And nice crispy edges, soft in the middle. It's a damn good cookie, holy shit. Thank you, bye-bye. God, I've eaten like my second cookie. Crunchy on the outside. So good. Oh my God. I'm not even joking. These are the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever made. Holy smokes. I literally made these chocolate chip cookies like a decade ago for staff meal. And we're like, these are the best chocolate chip cookies ever. And I never made them again. I don't know why. All right, so we will make some more stuff. Maybe pizza dough, maybe pizza, maybe tacos, tortillas. I have no idea. We're gonna make some stuff and I'll video it, show you. Cool, right? Bye.